Hi guys, welcome back to Melissa Loves Orchids. Today I'm trying to plan something a little different. You're gonna like it, so stick with me and possibly a friend, and we're gonna head out to a little field trip adventure. So right now I'm sitting in my patio. It is June the 13th and I have a little field trip that I'm planning, and my field trip is going to be to the place where my sister-in-law and where I got a beautiful cattleya. Now this is a place that is not a store, it's someone's home. It's a private collector who sells divisions of his beautiful orchids. Now this is one from there. This is Leia Fullcence crossed with Mossier Lawrenceana. So big names there, and it's really exciting. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this plant. This plant has been sunburned. This plant lost a couple of leaves. This was actually originally my sister-in-law Katie's plant, and she accidentally sunburned it when she put it out to get some rainwater. So I basically, well, she gave it to me and I've been raising it for the last couple of years. So I'm gonna take it to Mr. Peter. Should I even say the last name? This is an undercover spot in Miami. Not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people have been there. But I'm gonna go over there and I am going to take this beautiful orchid, ask him to help him repot it with me. And also, I'm gonna ask him if I could film in his place. Now his place is called Whimsy Orchid, so if you're down in Miami, you have to have his phone number, which I don't think I'm gonna share. Because you know, when you have some secrets, you want to keep it to yourself. No, I will probably. But you have to call him and you kind of have to make a private appointment. And I did that. And he's going to open today from 10 to 3 if we want to pass by. He said, perfect. And I even told him, I'm going to bring you an old plant of yours to see if you can tell me how to repot it. And he said yes. So the last thing is, I want to see if I could film him doing this so I could show it to you guys. This is an expert. This is a collector that's been collecting for a long time. His collection is crazy good, old, huge specimens. I'd like to make a video there. Let's see if he allows me to do that. And from the last time I got the information that he basically just travels everywhere and buys plants that you can't find, that are very rare, and grows them to enormous proportions. And then he sells cuttings and divisions and things like that. So this is from there, and it's growing a little unruly and crazy. And yeah, let's see how today goes. I'm so excited. Hi guys, I am back. So good news and bad news. The bad news was the place that I went to, the man, as awesome as he was not having it, any filming, any YouTube, anything like that. So I couldn't share. He did a beautiful repotting for me, and let me put this down so I can show you what he did. So this plant, if it looks familiar, it's Katie, my sister-in-law's plant. It is the Cattleya Warneri Ceruia crossed with Mossier Lawrenceana. Beautiful, beautiful Ceruia, big floofy flowers. Gorgeous. So in 2 years, this grew basically this way out of the pot completely. And what he did was, I brought it over to see if I needed to repot. And this is what he did. He cut the part that was hanging over and he repotted it in this very antique-ish looking pot with the rhizome clips and his media, which is, I see bark, a little bit of cocoa fiber, perlite, and leca. And I am super happy. Made me another tag, didn't charge me for it. So now I have 2 plants instead of 1. So I'm really happy with that. Let me get them out of the way, out of the sun, because as they were in the trunk, and I have kind of like the hatchback kind of car, They already got, I sunburned one of the leaves. I thought I was covering it with, you know, that thing that you cover the windshield with so it doesn't get too hot, because you know it's 94 in Miami. Yeah, I put that on top to protect. That thing got so hot that it burned one of the leaves on my plant, so I'm really annoyed with that. But anyways, he divided it for me, did all that. His name is Bill at Whimsy Orchids, so you can Google it and look for it if you're ever in town. Definitely a place to go and visit. I went with my friend Odalis. I wish Joanna could have been there with us, but she was at work, unfortunately. But next time we're gonna plan to go back. It was an awesome adventure through searching through a jungle of plants that were easily hundreds of years old. He's in the business for 50 years, and the people who got some of his plants from were in the business for 50 years. So I'm talking specimens that went 6 feet wide by 6 feet long. I mean, this is like crazy monsters. I mean, I feel like I want to save all my money so I can go there and just shop the things that he has that nobody has. So from there, I don't know if you remember, I had once gone with Katie, my sister-in-law, and I got something called the Apricot Dior. Apricot Dior. I'll look at to see what the cross is for that one. But it is the most beautiful, so beautiful peachy color with some fuchsia, some yellow, and this plant, RIP. Yes, it passed away with me because I had her in a deep pot, like this deep, and at the bottom a lot of cheap bark, and I probably overwatered it, and I overpotted it, and I stuck it way deep in the pot, and every single mistake that you can do to a Cattleya, I did it to this beautiful plant. And if I can find a picture of the bloom, I'll put it there so you can see. But I told them about it. I said, I've learned, I've gotten better pots, I got a new system that I'm using so that it doesn't get too much water and all that stuff. And he actually found the same plant and cut me a division. So this is the kind of stuff that you leave with when you go to Whimsy Orchids. This was $40, new growth here. You could tell each one of these bloomed. He makes you a lovely tag. So this is RLC Apricot Dior Peach. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I plan to put it in a pot, and we just happened, Odalis and I just happened to pass by RF because it was 2 miles from Whimsy, and get us some pots. So I think she's gonna go probably in here. And I brought one of these with me because I thought that's what he was gonna do, but he just gave me one of his pots. But he said this is fine. Now the only other thing I could do is one that goes a little bit higher, but he's like, don't bury it deep, you know, make sure that it is, you know, steady with whatever you want. He uses sticks and rhizome clips. And I said, I kind of found a way to do it with a zip tie and keep it shallow. And he's like, if that works for you, perfect. So I'm gonna see if I can wet these roots, settle them in here, or maybe in a little bit bigger pot, because now I'm seeing, look at this. And then he also taught us a trick. Let me show you. He buys this, oh my gosh, what kind of string is this? It's just like string, sewing string. What did he call it? Nylon string. And he puts a wire stick in there, and then he kind of weaves or maybe ties a very loose knot to keep these things in check. Because this plant, for example, was growing out horizontally. Almost all of the pseudobulbs were like lying down flat. And he goes, there's some that'll do that. They'll just grow completely sideways and take up so much room. That's why I had her on a separate table by herself, because she wasn't getting along here in the pergola. So now he's like, that's what you can do. And it's a simple string, tie it to the stick, and you could, doesn't have to be metal, any stick that you have, and then just kind of do like a little weave. And now these were horizontal, now they're standing up, and there's give, so they can grow in whatever direction they need to grow. I learned something. I learned so much, and I wish I could have brought that video to you guys. That's what my goal was, to make a video, a really, really heavy with education. And I knew that guy is, it's like dealing with 100 years of knowledge all in one tiny person. And unfortunately, he wasn't into it, and I have to respect that. For whatever his reasonings were, he wasn't into it. And I didn't want to be pushy and annoying, because if someone doesn't want to be filmed, they don't want to. He said for personal, I could have done it for personal use. But the second because I wanted to be upfront, and I told him, I have a YouTube channel and I want to kind of show how you do it so that I can, you know, help others learn as I'm learning. And he was like, oh no, I'm not into the YouTube, or don't want anything to do with YouTube. I'm like, okay, fine. So I just came from there, so I want to tell you now before I forget. So that was one thing I learned, the string, all that. But what else did I get? Okay, so I got my plants separated into two. I got my Apricot Dior. And then I found one of the most beautiful Leia. So this is a Leia Cattleya CL Roebling New Horizon. I wish I would have been able to take a picture of the actual plant. It was so beautiful. It's a kind of pink that has some kind of peach in it, that has light pink, that has cream in it. Absolutely beautiful. So I got this cutting, which I'm going to put into a pot. And we went to get some pots too at our place, RF, because we needed pots. But such a gorgeous look, and it's going to bloom there too. It has a sheath and everything. So I want to pot this up quickly because it is in bud, and I don't want that to get ruined. It is in bud. Odali's also bought the same one. So I am in love with what we got. And then we took a tiny trip to my friend Camila's, because the one that I have, okay, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. This is the Garnet Glory. I have to be careful because she is almost hitting the roof. Oh gosh, and it's still too tall, you can't see. Okay, can you see that? That is Garnet Glory. She's not done blooming, but she is beautiful. Beautiful. So that is Bromcanty Garnet Glory. So when she's done blooming, I'll do a little short and I'll show you guys. And then on the way home, we passed by Camila's garden. And Camila had something that I saw. And you know what? She's killing me because she's doing the Instagram, she's doing the Facebook. You got to see her on Palm Street doing those lives, because all I hear was ding, 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 ding. And the sales were like going and going and going. I'm like, this is so fun. I think I want to try this too one day. And I just may. Yes. Melissa, Orchid seller. Maybe. You never know. But I saw this on one of the videos that she was doing. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I love it. So yeah, I tried to take a picture while I'm filming. Multitasking. This is the Pekianvensis. Oh no, the tag is stuck and I do not want the tag to break. So I think I saw this one or a similar one at Pearlsmith, and I fell in love because it reminds me of this one, the Michelle Mathern, right? This is beautiful. Bifoliate, spotted leaves, beautiful fuchsia labellum, spicy but sweet scent. This is me in a nutshell. So this is called Pekianvensis crossed with Leopoldii, and it's got an HCC AMAOS. It's an actual SVO cross. So listen, I don't care who's doing it, Pearlsmith or SVO. This is gorgeous and I needed to have it. This is from Camila's garden. So check out her lives, check out her Palm Street sales. Look at this. Wait, you need to see it in the light. You need to see this in the light. How do you see? Okay, this. Can you see it? Can you see that? Oh my goodness. This is so me right now. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I want 10 more. I love it, but give me 10 more. Look at that. And it smells delicious. I think she had these for 45 or 40 or something like that. Show you her tag just in case you want a screenshot. These are similar tags from Curl Smith, so I don't know if you'd like to reach out to Camila, reach out to Crow, reach out to whoever you want to. Oh, now I can't stick. I hate it when you can't stick the tag back in. Okay, one more thing. I gotta show you this. All right, so I said, if it doesn't drive me crazy or I haven't been looking for it, I'm not gonna get it. I don't have the space anymore to just keep on adding and adding and adding. So I had seen this in I think the AOS magazine, and I was dying. It was just absolutely gorgeous. If you see the picture of the flower, well, at least the one that I saw in the magazine, it was breathtaking. This is the Leia Fullcence, and it's in sheath here, so I'm hoping. I'm not going to take it out yet because she's in sheath and I want her to grow and bloom, but I'm very happy. I think this was 35, maybe 40, 35 or 40. This is beautiful. I'm in love. I want to put her in like a cone just like this. My other one I love everything. It was a very, very small haul. That is a very special haul. The apricot, because I had to replace the one that I lost. So I want to try it one more time now that I at least kind of have a better idea of what I'm doing. Another thing that he did, which was kind of shocking for both of us, Odalis and I were like, oh my gosh. So another thing that he did was show us how to clean off the sheaths. So you know how you get a plant and it's like the sheath, the dry sheath, and you don't want to leave the dry sheath on because that's exactly where the bugs like to hide. And you want to make sure it's nice and clean so you can see what's going on down in there. So basically, we started to, we can't keep our hands off of it. We're like, and he said, if it's still green, it's still doing its job, which is protecting the young growth. But if it turns white and it gets papery thin, then it's done and you can peel it, and you should peel it. So I said, well, I kind of take a little toothbrush and I start to, and then I peel it, and the toothbrush, he goes, that should take forever. So he showed me to put the hose on a it's like a pretty sharp setting, and he just took the hose and that'll quickly wipe down all of the sheets. And it was amazing how he cleaned both of our plants in like less than 30 seconds. All of this had hardly anything left on it. I was like, oh my Lord, that is a trick I needed to know. Now, am I going to be as daring to hit them with a jet powered? I don't know. But if any of you are daring and you want to go ahead and try that method, that's something new that I just learned. Okay guys, I think that's it for now. Later on, I'm gonna do a live at 6 o'clock. Hopefully it's cooler. Yeah, as long as it's not 95 like now, I'll be a little happier. But let me know of what do you think? What do you think about what I got? I wish. I kind of want to apologize for not being able to bring that video. I was really, really excited. But one of those things, like I went with all the hopes of giving him the feeling of, I'm a teacher. I just want to teach others what I've been learning, and I want to, get information from you because I know that And he immediately was like, I don't do videos, I don't do YouTube, da da da. I'm like, I know. And then I was thinking, and I was talking to Odalis, and I'm like, but doesn't he want, like, maybe this could bring more business? And then she said something very smart. She's like, maybe he doesn't want more business. And it's only him there and his wife in a huge orchid house. And I was thinking, maybe he wants to keep it discreet, kind of hidden, maybe that's the whole, not hidden, but you kind of have to really know someone who's been there, who's done. And that's how I found out. My friend Grady told me about it, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. And not everybody knows, not everybody's been there, but in any case, if you want to Google it and you have to call him first and see if he'll, invite you to come, if he's going to be there. And it is a must see. Have to go there. You have to see this once at least in your life. Get a beautiful grown division that is healthy, and I think he even said he never does fungicide. He never, he doesn't have to. I mean, I could have stayed there for such a long time. The only thing is I took Layla, and it's hot, and kids, heat, doing something that they're not interested in, that is a recipe for not good. But I wanted to have her with me. I want her to see the love that I find in orchids, and I gotta do it little by little. If I forced her to stay through a lecture, I could have asked a bazillion questions. If I forced her to stay, she would easily get turned off and be like, I hate all this orchid stuff. So anyways, I didn't get my fill of orchids today. I wanted to stay longer, do more, shop more, ask more, learn more, but it was a really good day. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope I see all of you at the live. It's going to be my first live, and yeah, we're going to candidly talk about orchids. So I'll see you later. And actually, that's going to go on before this, so you'll have to wait for the next one, which I'll probably do next Friday. So maybe we could do it every Friday. How fun! Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. So see you later. Make time for things you love. Happy summer.